Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pep Talks, and I'm Eddie Pepitone. And today I have some very special guests. Our main guest, I will say it like that, comedian extraordinaire, a good buddy of mine. You could check out her web series done with her husband, Larry Clark.
Yes.
It is called Bitter Homes and Gardens, and that is a play on better homes and gardens. And I'm here with the director. He's returned to Pep Talks again. The director of The Bitter Buddha that put me on the map. The director of both my specials. One wound up on Netflix called In Ruins, and this one that we taped in February is called
For the Masses.
For the Masses, and it doesn't have a home yet.
Not
Steve Feinartz. How
How
are you folks?
Good.
good.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's very good to have you. What's going on?
Oh my God.
my God.
I just hope we sell the special. That's all I
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's just make this about selling the special.
Me and Steve were talking about when me and Steve get together, we talk about the darkness, the horrificness of Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the horrificness being that it's like, it's not a meritocracy. We know that.
Yeah, it's what would you call it? It would be it's just pure hell, I would say.
No.
It's absolute hell. I don't know.
That is so well put.
Yeah, I mean, it's every day you get up and you're faced with your own mortality, and on top of that, you're faced with rejection, constant rejection.
It is constant rejection.
Constant.
My acting teacher, and that's not to brag. No, I just want to talk to these people because I know you know me as a comic, but I'm also a dramatic actor, you know, and I studied acting. Hold on, I think I should do these. I studied acting. I don't know. Do you like the glasses or no?
I do like the glasses.
Yeah.
I studied acting.
No, project. They tell you to
it's,
project.
It's
right?
very Stanislavski.
Yeah.
I studied Stanislavski. I did. I studied Meisner,
Me too.
which is okay.
Oh,
let's
wow.
do a little
Yeah.
Meisner.
yeah, I'll watch.
The
Yeah.
repeating. You want to do repeating?
Yeah, and the phrase will be.
I was Neighborhood Playhouse. Thank you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that in New York?
Yeah.
That was the Chicago people.
No. Oh. No, Sandy Meisner had started
Oh,
in New York.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it wasn't with Sandy
let's
Meisner.
do
yeah.
this
Okay.
line, Meisner technique, and this is
Okay.
for you. This is for you, the civilian. And hello, YouTube. We're on YouTube Live. We'll be on SoundCloud also, but YouTube right now. I just want to say hello. It's usually 3 or 4 people watching, and I just want to say, because we noticed we put the wrong link on YouTube. Me and Steve were talking about this. We put the wrong link on YouTube last week. Instead of having Dave Ross, the link was to Charlene Yee.
Yeah.
And no one.
I think it was 3 weeks in a row, actually.
3 weeks in a row,
Yeah.
and no one commented.
Nobody said anything.
And that's a bad indicator. That's a very bad indicator. I'm very savvy social media-wise and marketing-wise. And when no one at all responds, then you know that...
You are very savvy, social media-wise.
Goddamn
Marketing-wise. That's the first thing I
tactician.
think of when I think of you.
Yeah.
But I want to show the civilians out there. And by civilians, I mean people who are cowards. You've never done what you wanted. You've never done what you wanted in your lives. You've always sold out. You live a lie. And me and Fielding and Steve, we live the truth. And so this is Meisner technique. Let's do My Kingdom for a Horse. Ready?
Okay.
My Kingdom for a Horse.
Your kingdom for a horse?
My Kingdom for a Horse.
Your kingdom for a horse.
My Kingdom for a Horse. And it goes like that. And what that exercise is designed to do is to bring you into the present moment. Is that right? How would you describe it, Fielding?
It's you are completely out of your head and you just have to be in the moment. The point was I was in my head because I wasn't sure if I was supposed to repeat.
Right.
By the way, I think I actually tanked it because I kept thinking I have to say what you're saying exactly. So I should have been saying my kingdom.
Yes.
So
That
if you
was-
want to do it again, maybe you can give me another chance.
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
do you wanna do it with
No,
Steve?
I don't want. I want to watch. I'm just
Okay,
gonna
well, we'll
observe.
take it.
Yeah,
You
do it in
say
one.
the phrase
Yep.
this time.
Okay.
How about the cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year? Why don't you start?
The cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year.
Your cherry. No, I'm kidding. I was kidding. Okay, ready?
Just make it your own.
Here we,
He
here we
really-
go
he
again.
really
Go ahead,
personalizes
go ahead,
it.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year.
The cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year.
The cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year.
The cherry orchard is beautiful this time of year. By the way, I want to recommend a play
Yeah.
to the crowd here. Well, basically to Charlene Yee, who's the only one who watches it.
It's gotten a lot of publicity
No,
in the last 3
Charlene-
weeks. I feel like she should be blowing up now.
No, Charlene Yee is the only one who watches it now because we just linked to her.
Yeah. Yeah, just tag Charlene Yee for this episode. Might as well.
Great book. Great. That's not a book. It's a
Yeah.
play, and it's such a good play. I saw it with my wife a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago. It's called Sonia, Vanya, and Masha.
Yeah, Durang.
Oh, you know
I
it.
saw it. Yeah.
Do you
I
know it?
I don't know this. No.
Not a good sign.
Oh,
Now-
you're not theater like us.
I'm not
oh,
theater,
yeah,
no,
no, because we're Meisner, and I'm sorry.
Yes, yes.
I saw it with Christine Ebersole.
Yeah.
By the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
none of this. Christine Ebersole, that kind of name is out of your purview. Right? It's out of these
Yeah,
people's
they don't know.
purview.
They have to Google
The
fucking
proletariat.
Christine. Yeah. The riffraff.
The great unwashed.
It's great, though. It's so fucking
Yeah.
funny.
Durang's a master.
And
He's
he
a master.
parodies, I don't know if you remember this in the play, because I was reading it last night.
Oh.
Oh, what does Eddie Pepitone do? On a Tuesday night after seeing The Lighthouse, an incredible, dark fantasy, an exploration of alcoholic madness. And, you know, how would you describe it, Steve, that movie? We
would-
saw The Lighthouse.
Okay.
I would
see
say
it.
it's a really dark roommate comedy, is what I would say.
It's like The Odd Couple, but instead of Mathau and Lemon, in a New York apartment,
Yeah.
it's Defoe and Patterson
Yeah.
Oh.
in a lighthouse off the coast of Maine.
Yeah.
Would you say that in
Yeah, I
the
would say that's
1800s?
good. Yeah, in the 1800s.
But other than that,
Really
it's
dark.
very similar. It goes like this: the lighthouse. Da, 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 da. William. No, I forget what his name was.
Oh, yeah, it was Thomas, right?
Thomas Blake. Thomas. Let's just say it's Thomas Blake. Ephraim. Whatever. It's a parody of The Odd Couple.
Ooh, it was heavy. Ooh.
Sounds like Room.
Yeah.
No, Room was.
I didn't even see
Room was
Room.
light compared to this.
Oh. I'm not seeing The Lighthouse.
Do you know I was after?
Yeah.
You ever do this, Fielding? You go see a movie, right? But since you have no like self-confidence, you go to Rotten Tomatoes to see what they thought about it because you want to know how you think about it.
Yes, of course. 100%.
Get up on the mic, please.
Yeah. I'll go. Or but here's my thing. I check in with friends, and if we are so diametrically opposed, like,
Yeah.
I've actually rethought my friendship. Because and I'll say it, I'm just Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'll just put it out there. Not for me.
Not for me
Not
either.
for me.
Yeah.
Not for me
And
either.
I've rethought friendships. Because they thought it was fucking, oh my God, we've reinvented
right.
TV.
Now that's interesting.
That
Go
is
ahead.
interesting. I was going to say, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, did you know, you probably do, that the lead actress is not Jewish, too? And that
And
is,
not a
she's-
real comedian.
And not a real comedian.
Yeah.
And she's playing up that sort of character. I just thought that was an interesting
That's
tidbit that I
a
didn't know.
part of it. I
Not
also
that I care
felt it
that
was
much, but-
as fellow Jews
Yeah.
here, but I felt it was. We're looking at the sound booth. Like it was almost so caricature-y,
It is.
and it was,
Was it?
almost borderline offensive.
How much did you watch? I made
It
it through
is.
one. I made it through about 2
A couple.
episodes.
Couple.
Yeah,
What about you?
we've seen them all. My
You have.
fiance and I have
What do
watched
we
them
feel
all,
about
yeah.
Fleabag?
I like
Everybody
Great, great.
seems to
Yeah,
be
it's great.
thumbs up
It's
about
Great.
it.
really good,
Got
yeah.
a little annoyed at the end.
I didn't see. Don't.
I
Spoil
shouldn't
No
say
spoilers.
that. No,
No
no spoilers. See it.
It's about fleas. I came from a flea circus background. All right, I'm not privileged. Okay, I didn't grow up in Park Slope, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Slope.
We grew up in McDonald Avenue and Avenue N. Google it. People get it, and that was back in the 70s, where everybody in Brooklyn, it isn't like it is now, where it's all about
Disgusting.
They would just scream in their homes.
people would just scream, be not
Yeah.
another day, please, not another day, God.
But no, Fleabag's very good.
Yeah.
Fleabag is very
You,
good.
I think you'd like it.
What makes that? I've seen a couple of them, and it's intrigued me enough. I didn't know Brett Gelman was in it. Do you
I
guys
know.
Brett?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fucking Brett is becoming a big star.
He's in
isn't
everything.
he?
I know
He's
he's
in
everything.
Well, that's how Hollywood works. Now, we were
Right.
bitching about Hollywood, but Hollywood works if you can get in the door and then be on a big show.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they freaking suck your
Oh
cock.
my! But
Am
he,
I
like,
right?
Found his little niche because I remember seeing him at the fucking UCB torture basement and like Monkey Dick. In like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally his team was called Monkey Dick, and I was like, they all could have been stars.
that's how
they
it
all
is.
could have been. Yeah.
But I was reading, I mean, if you read any famous person's autobiography or biography,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all started in shit
Of
things.
course.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for
just
sure.
for me, it's lasted 40 some odd years.
You have been doing comedy for 40 years now, right, Eddie?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Is that amazing?
That's amazing.
It's amazing how someone, and this is a lesson to all of you, how you can tread water for 40 years
And not have a real job.
and not have a real job. Does it involve thievery, fraud,
Borrowing large sums of money.
borrowing money? Does it?
Avoiding those people to borrow money from.
I don't know. I'm just posing that question to you, Charlene.
Changing your cell phone number many times to avoid.
I know. I love.
I
that.
ask you, Charlene Yee.
We should have her call in.
She's just watching this
I
with
know.
a cigarette.
Right,
Charlene
right,
is just
totally.
watching this with a
yeah.
cigarette.
on like a fainting couch.
Fucking Pepitone.
The boa.
What happened to fainting couches?
Really? I know.
A fainting couch.
I gotta hear the Charlene Yee episode because it doesn't.
It's good.
I want to hear it. I feel
It's
like you're
good.
you're very different performers.
By the way, I want to mention that Steve Lally is not here.
Oh, yeah,
He's visiting his folks. His dad is having a very big birthday. I think it's something big. Like I think he's almost 45, his dad.
Can you imagine?
No, I think he's 70 or
70.
80. 70 or 80. I'm not sure.
in Chicago, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In your hometown.
Yeah.
And you were from New York, right?
Manhattan.
Oh, you were from Manhattan.
Yes.
A Manhattan Jew.
I'm a Manhattan Jew.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I took the ferry.
You did?
I took the ferry.
Yeah, but Manhattan people only take the ferry for the harbor view.
Like
you didn't get off at
No, I ended up taking for like the 12-step community roundup.
Oh.
Oh, I did that. So just keep being anonymous. I'm doing quotes if you're not, because you're not looking yet.
Yeah, most
No,
people.
but yeah, no, I took the ferry a couple times. It was enjoyable. I don't.
A couple of times. Now that's
Yeah.
very funny to me because
How many times did you take it, Eddie?
oh my God,
Like a billion.
because we moved from Brooklyn to Staten Island when I was 9. And
Oh,
so
okay.
I was a city kid though.
Yeah.
Staten Island is this borough where you just want to get out. You know, I would have so many dreams, by the way, because I took the ferry so many times.
Wow.
I went to Brooklyn Tech High School, so I was taking the fucking ferry at 8 in the morning like a coal miner.
Yeah.
Like I had a briefcase, you know.
Right,
I was
right,
going to
right.
Brooklyn
Right,
Tech.
right.
I
Yeah.
was high all the time, you know.
Wait, how
Yeah.
old were you when you were just back and forth in
I
high
start 14 through 17, 18.
school? Okay. Wow.
I started
Wow.
smoking
Yeah.
weed when I was 14,
Yeah.
and I stopped when I was in my, I think, early 40s.
Okay.
And then a couple of slips here and there.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Sure.
Slips. I shouldn't say.
Define slip. Define.
Look,
He lost a couple
if
of
you
years.
have sobriety,
Lost a
one
couple
thing,
people.
if you're in a 12-step program, and I've learned this myself, and we're not supposed to broadcast this on the level of press, radio, and TV, but
Right.
but only Charlene Yee's watching, so I think is if you have what they call a slip, don't admit it to the group. Just keep saying you have 30, whatever, how many
just
years.
lie.
Yeah, no. And also, don't tell anyone anything. Like, literally don't. It's not worth it.
Don't name your demons.
Because you'll be judged and
Yeah.
excoriated.
Always lie to your sponsor every time.
Always lie.
100%. Or don't have a sponsor. Sponsor yourself.
You know the truth, like, you're supposed to be really honest to get healed in life, right? I find it very difficult to be truthful. Do you?
Into who?
Significant other, I don't know. Like,
I hear you.
the truth.
Is the instinct to lie every time, or?
I think it is for me
Yeah.
because I think I was afraid of my. I think I grew up in fear.
Yeah.
And that is not to brag. I'm talking about Cape Fear. Cape Fear.
Juliette Lewis.
the original. Case.
Juliette Lewis, who I met. I sound like Brody now. Who I met.
It's
I was going to say
impressive.
the original Cape Fear, not the Scorsese one.
Was
You
that
don't
the
No.
1840s? What was the original?
It was Robert Mitchum.
Right.
Oh,
And he
I
was
forgot about
good.
that. It's probably better than
Well, I
the-
know Eddie's not a big
yeah.
Scorsese fan.
I am.
Well, I
Oh.
thought you have an issue. You have an issue with Scorsese.
She has an issue with Scorsese.
What's the Scorsese issue?
I don't know. I
You
think
used to call him a.
I think
What'd you-
my issue, and this is, keep this between us, Charlene.
Well, on stage, you used to say things. You used to say, "Oh, he's an little asthmatic fuck." You used to say.
Oh my God, that's
what Eddie used to
amazing.
say.
And the reason
That's
I said
amazing.
that, I remember I was getting on Scorsese because his movie, he's a little asthmatic fella. I don't know if you know that, Scorsese.
I love Scorsese.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, every filmmaker.
Yeah,
You're a
I
filmmaker.
love Scorsese. Yeah.
Well, and anyway, I was.
It's not all great. What
Not
who
all
hasn't
great.
done
Not all great. No.
Not all
New
great.
York, New
Not
York
all
was a
great, yeah.
misstep.
Huge violent misstep.
No, musicals were not.
New
his
York,
stuff.
New York was a misstep, says Leonard Maltin of Monkey Dick.
Oh my God.
But the thing about Scorsese that I was taking him to task for was like the violence.
Right,
like he's
right.
just
Yeah.
a little asthmatic guy, and all his movies are about just this brutal violence. And to me,
Everything.
to me, it was about a guy who, has an inhaler. He's small. And he got picked on probably
Yeah.
a lot. So
Yeah,
his
absolutely.
movies are all about big dudes,
Makes
tough
sense.
dudes, the
Yeah.
mob beating the shit.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
like
but
we've
then-
seen it. Maybe mix it up.
Yeah.
Or My Antonia. Or
Well,
Pride
he-
and
right.
Prejudice.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
mix it
yeah.
up.
But he did
Surprise
do,
us.
Yeah, I agree.
You
He
know?
did do Age of Innocence.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's true.
Right?
Passion of the Christ. No, what
He
was
did?
Resurrection of the. What was the?
It was
the
Passion
Jesus-
of the Christ.
No,
wasn't
what
it?
was the Jesus? The one with
Yeah.
Mel
Defoe.
Gibson?
Defoe. No.
Yeah, with Defoe,
Yeah,
who we
I always,
saw in
I always
Lighthouse.
confuse the two. What was it called?
I feel like they're the
Whatever.
same. I know.
Same
Yeah.
thing.
The Last Temptation of
Last
Christ.
Oh,
Temptation
yeah,
of
yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
And that's from a guy who has the early signs of dementia. Out of the three of us, I came up with
Yeah.
the movie
Yeah,
that
yeah.
nobody could. Last
Yeah.
Temptation of Christ.
No.
Now I
Yeah.
wanted to get back to what Fielding was saying about she has eliminated friends because of their of Miss Maisel. You know what a lot of people are doing, including myself? I'm eliminating friends based on their fucking politics these days, and I think
Yeah.
that's going on in America
Yeah.
Right.
a lot.
You have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no choice. And can I just add to do a triptych? Is their social media, how they are on Instagram?
Oh, yeah,
Because
definitely.
Instagram.
there's some fucking mothers that hashtag their kids, and I want to die. I'm like,
What do they do that for?
I literally want to blow my brains out
Wha-
that I
hold
live
it.
in a world.
Why are they hashtagging?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
There's a little emoji.
Yeah.
Like each kid gets an emoji and their hashtag, and I'm like, so you hate yourself and you have no life and you don't know what to do. I mean, I just
Right,
can't.
Wow.
I can't.
Yeah, that's
I can't go to coffee with you. I mean, I can't. I can't.
That
I'm not saying
is
I'm
a big
great.
threat to
Yeah.
people.
Like I'm not
Yeah.
great. I'm deeply flawed, but I don't fucking hashtag
Right,
my
right.
child, and I don't.
Why do they hashtag their child?
I don't.
What's
What's
is
your-
it?
what's
yeah,
your
who's it
s-
for? I don't know. I don't
I
understand.
mean,
What's
it's like
your
they're
instinct?
so proprietary. It's like their stamp. It's like the only. I think sometimes it's the only thing they do. Maybe their only
Thing they
not-
have in their life?
Yeah, maybe.
Is their
Right.
child? I don't
Not
like
to
people
judge.
like that.
Not to
Right.
judge.
No, I don't like people who live through their children.
Yes. No,
Right,
I
I
think
don't
that's
like
what
that
it is.
I don't like people who live through their
No.
children.
No.
It's
you
it's
know?
it's disgusting.
It's weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
But also with the hashtags too.
The
When people also
hashtags.
hashtag like 50 things. They
Yes.
hashtag this and that, like hashtag success.
Does that bug you
hashtag-
too? Like,
Oh my
They're
god! it's
trying
crazy.
for.
What is it?
Well, here is what they're doing
Like,
because
stop
I
it.
was
They're
told
the
that by.
worst.
It's signaling maybe to people who are unwell that are also typing in words
It's
to
like
search
a-
for. Or something.
Well, that's it.
or to get hits and to
Yeah,
get likes, but
to
then
get
it
likes.
makes me. It
Right.
just makes me deeply sad.
Right.
All the hashtag like.
What is it about hashtags that make you sad?
I mean, couldn't we be spending that time volunteering?
Yeah, talking
The
to each
time you're
other.
trying to figure out hashtags, go read a book to a
Right.
blind person on Catalina.
Let me ask you this. I bet the answer is no. Have you seen The Joker?
No.
I saw the Joker. Yeah, I saw.
And you liked it.
I thought he was great, but I didn't think.
Well,
I think it was
yeah.
a terror. I thought it was. I mean, the message was awful.
What was the message?
Well, I mean that.
Todd Phillips, by the way,
Oh.
I worked with you on Old School. Charlene, I want you to tell this to Todd that you're not a man of vision. I know it.
This is a takedown.
Well, I mean, I read a review of it, and I haven't seen it yet, but I read a review of it that said it really didn't have a point of view. It like took the Bernie Getz episode. It took
Interesting.
It took like the Ethan, somebody who was kidnapped in New York. Like there were a
Okay.
couple of what he did was like mine New York historically
Yeah.
for certain incidents, but he really didn't have an opinion.
Yeah, I think the treatment of people who have mental illness, I think wasn't handled well, and I think you'll have to see it for yourself. But I thought that it was just in ways it was sort of a cheap way to handle mental illness and.
Oh, cheap way?
Yeah, I just
Well,
thought
I
it was like
didn't
a very yeah, it was a very one-dimensional sort of it was, I don't know, just not a very empathetic look at mental illness and also kind of the perspective on Trump culture. It might be a little questionable. I think.
Oh, what was the perspective on
I
Trump
think you have to
culture?
see it. I think you have to see
Oh,
it
okay.
for
We don't
yourself.
want to spoil for
Okay.
people.
All right.
Some people will disagree with me. It's not. Maybe he wasn't commenting on that, but it just seemed like he was giving a voice to people that maybe are misguided.
You know, I was really wrapped up in that until I now have thumbprint, a thumbprint way to get into my iPad, and it's beautiful. I don't have to hit the passcode, and if you don't have thumbprint, get it. It'll really change your life.
Sounds wonderful.
I wanted to say that what I really hated about it, and I think people know this, it's about a stand-up comedian.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's an open micer.
Yeah. he's an open
Oh.
mic.
And what an original
Yeah.
idea,
Everything.
you know? And I've had that idea about, no, I mean it, an open micer.
Well, at least
who-
Gary Gulman's in it. He has an
Is
appearance.
he?
Yeah, and he's great in it. Yeah.
Oh, what does Goldman do?
Well, he's just performing, but it's really funny. And the Joker part of the movie is that the Joker, or Joaquin's character, starts to laugh uncontrollably during the set, during other people's performances. So he's laughing at all the wrong times during the comedian's set, which is really. I thought that was really good.
Oh, I see. Well, yeah. I'm gonna try. I'm
Yeah, you'll
gonna
like
see it just to see it because it's such a big movie. But I'm hoping it isn't good. So I can no. Have you
Yeah,
ever?
yeah.
Do you have
Yes.
that like you root against things
Yeah,
so you
absolutely,
can
yes.
feel superior?
You'll
yeah.
love Parasite though. That one's worth seeing.
Have
What's
you heard
Parasite?
about? Tell.
That's good. It's a South Korean movie that's by this amazing director Bong Joon-ho, I think is his name.
Okay.
It's really good. It's about class in South Korea and this family that takes over as like the servants of this really wealthy family in South Korea, and they over time take things over into their own hands. And
But
it's
it's
really
really-
good.
That
It's
sounds
really
really
good.
good. Yeah.
What you
I'll
told
check
me
it out.
last
Yeah.
night, what you told me last night, which was great, was that it really is a quintessential movie about the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's
for
what's
sure.
going on in the world. There
Yes.
are protests. I just want to point this out. I know you're in your little comfortable abodes, but there are protests now in Chile in Lebanon, all over the place, right? Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. I always forget the Hong.
Well, there was in France. You had the coats. What were they called? The jackets. What are they called?
Oh, the yellow. Yellow vests.
Yellow vests, yeah.
Right. It gets very confusing because some right-wingers appropriate the yellow vests.
Right.
I'll tell you, the digital media,
yeah.
and we were talking about that when we got on the air, before we got into the Meisner thing. How are you?
And you.
No.
How are you?
Right, it's the exact
And then
word.
someone breaks down into tears. You forgot about that. Because that's what happened.
And
in
then
my
they
first
get a
year.
massage.
And then
That's
they-
what acting class. That's what acting class is about. You do the work, you break down in tears, you get a massage.
And then you paid your Coke dealer.
But yeah, I want to see that movie. We're doing
Yeah, that sounds
movies.
good.
We're jumping all.
We're jumping
But the
around.
data thing, you were
Yeah.
talking about this, what you were just talking about, right? With the data that we talked about before.
Did we talk about that on the air? Data mining?
Yeah.
And we didn't pick up your truth thing, which I thought was very interesting.
Which one?
You're like, who do you tell? Do you tell the truth
Oh!
to people? I
Oh,
thought that was
right. Yeah,
fascinating.
Right.
What you
go to-
meant specifically.
Right. Well, I think it's just so hard to tell your truth, and I really think that's the journey in stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it sounds pretentious, and it's also, the fact that I don't write jokes that much. That my path is like just to kind of reveal myself on stage and kind of trust that is funny. You know
Well,
what
that's
I mean?
my favorite type. I mean, that's what I feel like drew me.
Well,
to
that's
you.
why we're
Yeah,
sympathetic.
Yeah, like that. Oh, that's the only thing I really give a shit. It's like, why'd you leave your house and get in the car and fucking park it to like come and be like, so I'm single now. Like I can't. Like
can't watch
there was
that.
a woman who was complaining about aging at an open mic in
How
her
old?
30s.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then she sits next to me and she's nice. But
I know.
but I'm filled with rage.
Yeah.
And I don't
because
say my
of-
real age, but I want to be like, I'm 40-ish, and I just want to be like,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah. That's all that
Like
you
I want
can
to
talk
cut you.
about.
Like I
Yeah.
want to cut you.
Well, it's
Yeah.
narcissistic.
It's narcissistic and it's tone deaf.
It's tone deaf.
Well, do you have to be a little narcissistic out here? Do you think? Is it? Let me ask you that. You have to be, right? Don't you?
Self-centered, self-absorbed
Yeah,
is a nicer
self-absorbed.
term.
I wanna know, though,
Yeah.
to be-
of course,
Self-consumed.
of course.
But
Yeah.
narcissism is a.
It's
is-
it's
I
a
mean,
clinical thing, no, for sure. But I think there's
Narcissism.
there's
Narcissism.
borderline narcissism. Do you think you?
Well, I have the
Yeah.
new Chevy. I have the new Chevy Narcissist, which is a great car. Only seats one.
I won't name names, but I know people who've taken the comedians that we know that have taken the narcissism test, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people who are
narcissists.
Yeah, they don't.
There's a narcissistic test.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't even want to take.
No,
it.
I don't want to go near it because I'm like.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, I think.
I
there's
mean, I'm
something-
sure I am.
I think there's something to wanting to be a performer.
You think?
No, and not just a performer. No. I think it's just in the spotlight in any way.
True.
In the entertainment
Right.
industry, I think.
But
there's
then
a
if you
little bit
just
of that.
cultivate, like I just try, I'm not saying I succeed,
Yeah.
just try to cultivate curiosity, and I think that helps.
Cultivate
Because
curiosity
I
about
obviously I'm self-centered.
Things outside of
Everything,
yourself.
just constantly, I'm just like, just try to be humble
Right.
and curious
Yeah,
to
yeah.
override what we're.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this,
But-
wanting to be president too. Like, you have to be. I mean, even
Which
Bernie
Jesus.
Sanders. Even Bernie Sanders. Like, I
Right.
love to death.
I really feel like Bernie
might be
doesn't
the-
do it out of narcissism.
He might be the only one.
Maybe the only
Maybe
one.
the only
He's
one.
kind of
Maybe Tulsi,
sui
too.
generous like that.
Yeah.
Tulsi,
But,
maybe.
yeah.
That's funny.
Sorry.
Maybe it's also. I just see like, people at a
yeah.
nail salon, like going, I don't know, I kind of like Tulsi.
Just, like,
What do you think?
I like saying her name.
What do you think, Miss?
Tulsi.
What do you think, Maisel? Miss Maisel?
Tulsi, Fleabag.
I love talking about narcissism. So I'm
You
sorry.
do well.
You do?
It's
I
a
do,
it's
yeah,
a very
yeah.
relevant
Were you
topic.
were you raised by a narcissist?
I was raised by an alcoholic for sure, but I so a little bit of that.
Well,
but
yeah.
Then they're
yeah,
they're
yeah,
inbred.
yeah. And I think I
Have
grabbed.
you ever been to Al-Anon meetings?
I've not. No.
They're
They're
interesting.
wonderful.
yeah.
Changed my
They
life.
are right. I got to start
No,
going to
it's
them.
the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I've
Wow.
been like, it's the best
I've
thing
heard
that's
that.
No, I would not have anything without Al-Anon.
Whoa.
No, because I have like the boundary thing and
I
like,
have the boundary
I didn't
thing.
get I can't like the other program, the the beverage program. But
by the way, getting back, like narcissism is a great thing to talk about because I'm serious because
it is.
It is so prevalent in our culture. We have a celebrity culture. We have a culture that's me. And I think it's very much based in fear. I think the basis for narcissism is the fact the fact that you didn't get loved as a kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're seeking it.
Yes.
I think Donald Trump, his father was extremely, I think, critical.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And so now he's like, look at me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm doing an amazing job. And he's a fucking,
And I think with him, people say that maybe he's a sociopath, but I don't think so. I think he's more, it might be just like extreme narcissism.
You can be both.
Yeah, but
Can't you?
It's hard
You
to,
can
he's
be.
extreme narcissist.
Extreme narcissism.
Extreme narcissism, by the way, is at the Staples Center tomorrow. It's part of the extreme sports event. That'd be funny, extreme narcissism at Staples.
But I find it particularly toxic. Like of all the disorders and things, the narcissist, because I was raised by two narcissists.
Yep.
And
You
it,
were?
like, yeah, both.
I was
So it,
raised
like,
by a
sucks
narcissist.
the air out of the room.
I was raised by a narcissist and a bipolar person. That's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one
Dad, the narcissist.
Yeah, I mean, my friend got mad at me because I was like, I'm kind of jealous you had an alcoholic parent. Like, and he's like, don't be retarded. Because it was like, you could at least point to it. Like, I couldn't point to anything.
Yeah.
It was just so fucked up.
Right.
But it just kind of sucks the air out of the room.
It was just silent.
Well, I think with Trump, we mentioned, I think with him, it's the narcissism plus the addiction to Adderall from what people have been talking about. That it's been confirmed. You should look into this. It's been confirmed that he's had a prescription for Adderall for years. And
He's a speed freak.
He's a speed.
Of course he is. And he's large.
Yes.
By the way,
I don't know if you know
speed
people
freak
who take Adderall. Some
I
people,
do.
Some
I
people
do.
are fine. Some people are fine, but some people who take it, it just makes them way more difficult to talk to, and they just want to.
Well, they just blather on their about
And how is he?
themselves.
He's up. I mean, he gets what, 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He will. How come he hasn't died though yet? Because he's
I know-
overweight.
I know.
And he's taking that speed.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
He could die.
Because I'll tell you why. Because God only takes.
Yeah.
God does not take the evil.
No.
He does not.
He doesn't take the
He
evil.
takes the good ones.
It's true.
And this is thoughts from
Bill Cosby had a very
Charlene,
long
you-
career. Bill Cosby's still around and a very long career.
Ooh, wait, he's in
He's
jail.
still around?
Well,
Where
he's
is he
in
right
jail.
now?
He's still alive. Yeah.
He's in
Is he
jail.
in jail?
I think he's in jail. Yeah. He's
He's in
blind.
j-
He's going blind or something. Too.
But that is an interesting topic too. The fact that he's going blind, Cosby.
I mean, I don't think so.
Sorry,
It got really dark.
Yeah. I think he's going
He is?
blind. Yeah. So.
Then he can't find the
I
women
want
to
to do a
roofie
Cosby
anymore.
imitation.
A blind
like,
Co-
hey, I can't do. I can't do
liked
Cosby.
It. I liked it.
By the way,
I
I'm
liked it.
human.
That's pretty good.
I'm human. That's why I hit the.
Yeah.
I hit the mic.
Accidents are gifts.
But it is amazing, though, Steve and Fielding, that isn't talked about more, like Donald Trump's Adderall.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard
I'll
it.
send you some articles.
Because
No, that's
people
fascinating.
and
People who
that's
worked on The
honesty.
Apprentice that have some information about it, and also there's some photos of his prescriptions that have been around.
Is that right?
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
of course that is.
Yeah.
Of course he's on
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
And he's fucking running the country. I mean, it's like,
What I wanted to say is that that's part of being a liar. Lying is so endemic
Yeah.
in our society. Maybe it's like lying.
Yeah.
Well, it's all lies now in the
Yeah.
political sphere. Mostly, it's just lies that are there to manipulate, and then people do that in their relationships. They
Yeah.
and here's what
Yeah.
I think gets confusing about lying and stuff is that, and I speak from myself, is that you start believing your lies.
Yeah.
You start not knowing what the truth is.
Yeah.
I lie to my therapist, and that's the one place you should tell the truth. I tell my therapist things like, "Oh, I'm a ski instructor," and they believe me. They believe me.
I'm very happy.
you gotta
I'm
control.
very
You gotta
happy.
make the narrative entertaining. I know. I've caught myself just going on a rant with my therapist. You know what I mean? And then they fall for me, and they think I'm so charming. And like, don't leave. You're not ready to leave. And I'm like, I'm ready to leave. And it's like this whole, I'm like, you're doing countertransference, bitch.
Yeah.
You know.
We have a couple of things to read, by the way. We have
fan letters.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We haven't had any email, and that could be because Charlene's the only one. Charlene, email us. Anyway,
it's just Charlene and this guy named Ned in his basement.
Did Madonna write a book called Sex?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our ad today. Our sponsors have not paid us yet, and we've been running this show for a while. So please hit the donate button when you go to Pep Talks, because our sponsors are pieces of shit. And this one is, do you see how I don't sell out? Do you see how I don't sell out?
Also, Eddie's on Cameo.
I am on Cameo. Oh, that reminds me, I have a Cameo to do. If you want to personalize video to me, like it's a funny video, I will do it. So just hit me up on Cameo. It's going to cost you a lot.
Just make them private, Eddie. I told you got to make them private.
Oh, should I?
Yeah.
I got to do that on the setting. All right.
Eddie's on TikTok.
30th anniversary. Eddie's on TikTok. What is TikTok?
I just had to Google TikTok.
What is it? Again, I've heard.
I don't want to explain. I barely know what it is.
It's like the fucking video platform.
It's like the new Snapchat sort of thing, and you can
just
interact
hearing
with
TikTok made me. I Googled.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, I'm
do it.
not doing TikTok.
I just had to learn what
I'm a
it was.
60-year-old man.
He says this now. Cut to 6 months from now.
He's like a TikTok fanatic. He's like running TikTok.
Can you make money on TikTok?
I have no idea.
I'm sure there's probably ways
there
to make
has to
money
be,
on
right?
TikTok,
You can monetize it.
Oh, yes.
I could just see the CEOs of TikTok. The CEOs of TikTok in suspenders with big cigars at the top of a skyscraper going, we got to make TikTok more user-friendly.
You have to do that, Eddie. You have to do a TikTok on the mountain. You have to do that. Act out.
I just watched this documentary about esports. Have you seen this? It's another thing kind of like that.
Esports?
Do you know what esports are? Okay.
I would imagine it's betting online. What is it?
It is people who play video games. This is huge, and people who watch them. There was this thing called Twitch, this website where people who got hooked on this. Watch people play video games, and now it's a sport where there's hundreds of thousands of people in arenas, in the biggest arenas in the world, in China, also now in San Francisco, in Seattle, and LA now.
What do they do?
There's teams, and they play RPG video games, like role-player video games and other types of video games, and the audience watches and roots for their favorite team, and it is hugely popular. It is literally just people watching other people play video games.
We live in a fucking mass hypnosis.
Yes.
We've been hypnotized, and this is why I wear a T-shirt once in a while called Plato's Cave. Plato's Cave Survivor. We are in Plato's Cave.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that to the average person out there, and I'm talking to you, Charlene, is that we are hypnotized by imagery.
Yeah.
Plato's Cave, the allegory was people in the cave were hypnotized by the flames on the cave walls, and we are hypnotized by
the
television,
blue,
video
the neon
games,
blue of the screen, and the little light.
And again, that can lead back to lying and honesty, because you don't know what the truth is when you are hypnotized, you know, unless you've been hypnotized to be a chicken, and then you really, No, I'm not. That chicken doesn't go rah, rah. Chicken goes.
Now that's fucking Meisner shit.
But yeah, the hypnotize also goes to what we talked about. What I was saying before we started the podcast, real quick, is about the data and how we're being advertised based on this data on Facebook and Cambridge Analytica and all that. But now it's what we saw in 2016 is now grown exponentially, where there's now hundreds and thousands of these data brokers who are taking our data from whatever websites we're on our phone, on Facebook, etc., taking our data and selling it to advertisers. So you don't own your data. You can try to opt out if you're smart enough to figure out how to do it and reach out to these companies individually, but it's so far gone now
But
it's-
what are
it's
all right? So
uncontrollable.
they
So
sell it
much
to
up.
advertisers,
Yes.
right?
Companies, conglomerates. They're selling it to conglomerates.
What is so bad about that? I'm being serious. What is so bad about selling our data? I
Let's
know
say
that
you're-
sounds like
okay.
an ignorant question, but
For example,
It
let's
needs
say
to be asked.
well, let's say you're on Tinder.
it needs to be asked.
Let's say
I have early dementia. Go ahead.
Let's say you're on a dating app for example, like Tinder or something,
Okay.
and you're sending messages and you're sending whatever. Just for example, you're very exposed there. A company like Tinder, I don't know what their practices are, but they may be selling your data to different brokers.
So
Essentially,
personal emails are being brokered?
Google has been selling personal emails. I don't know about all the private messages or anything like that, but Google's has been a big part of this. But a lot of these companies and these apps are selling your data, and now your data is in the hands of these conglomerates and these ad companies and these brokers. Who knows if they get hacked? If your information is out there in the open, certain secrets, certain things, it puts you at risk. Obviously, the political problem is an issue which we know about, but now it's something bigger. It's something.
Yeah, well, that was the thing with Cambridge Analytica.
Right.
Like taking Facebook data and then using it to stoke, I think, divisiveness or fear.
Well, yeah, I think to destroy Hillary's chances, I think was obviously. I mean, not she
Well,
didn't need much help to destroy,
Right.
but it definitely didn't.
And it's ongoing. Like it's happening again. It's not like it's stopped.
They're
like
doing it.
They're doing it.
They're doing
There's
it.
like
And-
a tsunami still.
And I don't want to get
Yeah.
into the Tulsi thing because I think she's fine, but I know that they're trying to create a little bit of a situation there, and I think the Russians are probably involved. Other places are involved in doing that. It's not Tulsi's fault, but they're trying to create a feeling that that the Democrats aren't going to be progressive enough, so you need to vote third party. So you need to do this. It's not. I'm saying again, it's not Tulsi's fault, but people will take advantage of that.
Well, I've got
that
opinions
problem.
about that, but this personal
we agree
data,
about it, yeah.
the personal data mining is scary. We live in a Philip
It's
K.
terrifying.
Dick
Yeah.
novel.
Yeah.
Has anybody read Philip K. Dick? Have you read Philip?
I just said yeah.
Let's
because
do that
I'm
as a
gonna
Meisner.
corroborate you. Fine. Philip K. Dick.
Have you read Philip K. Dick?
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 And then we massage.
Yes,
each
we
other.
massage.
Yeah.
Just
I like that.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
We was
That was our
starting.
best. That was our best.
I think I also have always been attracted to like acting.
Yeah.
No, I'm being serious because, and maybe even I'm sure comedy as well. Like, I only can tell the truth in character. You know, it was said that Johnny Carson only could tell the truth on stage. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I just saw him going, "Hey ho!" You know, like with the. But Carson was a guy who, you know,
Miserable.
would only tell the truth in front of the camera.
Yeah. He was a drunk, right? Wasn't he off stage?
Was he a
think
drunk?
so.
Yeah,
He
He
was.
liked to tipple.
Topple. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a book, and this isn't to brag that I have Amazon Prime, and so they give you free books sometimes. And I read, I'm reading Carson.
Yeah.
It's called Carson. It's kind of a Valentine to him, but not as much. I don't know. I'm fascinated by the lives of like big celebrities
yeah.
because
I am too.
Yeah.
Did you see Judy?
Not yet.
Are you going to see it?
Yes.
How about you, Steve?
I'll see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Maybe in my living room. Maybe it's not
Yeah.
like a
What I
Yeah.
do.
jaunt
I
to
feel
the
the
arc
same
light.
way.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
I'm not making that effort. What is it? Renee Zellweger?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. You used to say McConaughey's back. Now you could say Zellweger's back.
Zellweger's
good one.
back.
Yeah, you used to say McConaughey's
Sean
back.
Young's back.
Failure to launch.
Is she in it?
No,
Oh.
okay. I just love
No, but
saying random women.
Zellweger is back with Judy. It's a tour de force. It's a tour de force.
It's a tour de force. It's a triumph.
It's a triumph.
Vincent Canby said. Run, run, don't walk.
It's a great
So
name. It's not like
listen,
it's-
my
listen.
God.
We need more emails, okay? So email us at fanmail.
Wait, is that it? How many?
no,
that it?
we're still going.
Okay.
I just this is.
He has more. You have to,
Okay,
yeah, you were
good.
just getting
We
going.
have
Okay,
about
Yeah.
15 minutes left. We have about 15.
Okay.
Right, Emma? About 15 left for an hour. So email us at
We got the line.
Yeah, but opt out. Everybody opt out of your data. That's all I have to say.
How can you opt out of data?
You look it up online. Just don't go through Google. But you can look it up. No, I mean really, they don't want you to do that. So there's ways you can seek it out. I mean, you can go on.
I
certain
feel like I
websites
need
and-
a good lawyer just to go online.
If you don't,
Yeah.
well, if you like
We all
being
need a good
advertised
lawyer.
to, if you like being advertised to, and
I
have
don't.
your advertised tailored to what you like, then maybe it's fine, keep it. But it's you know, if you don't want to be a pawn in the game of
Right.
everybody, then I don't know. Maybe opt out if you want. I don't know.
I'm gonna opt out.
Opt out. See what happens. I don't know. That's my thing right now.
My targeted advertising toward me is like another production of Death of a Salesman has come along. You might be interested at the Center City Group. Those
But
pricks.
I'm jealous. I feel like I just get nursing bras. Like, that's who I get.
Well, they know you're a mom,
But
right?
it's just like I don't want to identify as that.
Right.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
not.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people do, like you were talking about, hashtag mother,
Hashtag, right.
hashtag mommy's life,
Yes.
hashtag mommy.
Mommy, 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 or I'm a mom comic, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Mom
stop.
Mom-
Have you ever heard of a dad comic? Are there dad comics?
No.
of course not.
But some
because we
comic-
live in
But they
that
don't talk
culture.
about it. They don't say.
But that's
yeah.
the paradox.
Right.
It's like,
But a lot of comics will talk about being a dad.
sure. But there's
Right.
but the fact that it even exists. She's a mom comic.
I don't play the children game.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you will have children.
Better happen soon. Imagine I have a kid at 80.
Like,
And
right,
all
right.
the oceans have risen and there's fucking just bloodshed everywhere.
Yeah, you talked about doing pottery one day in a barn, and then there's somewhere in Woodstock, New York. I think you talked about this on stage one time.
Yeah.
You have your kids coming up to you.
No,
Yeah.
what you're like
yeah, what is
kinda
this? Yeah, what is
melding
this?
is that I said I shouldn't be on stage at this age of my life. I should be retired in Santa Fe behind
Fe.
a
Right,
potter's
right.
Okay.
wheel.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
with
sorry.
children gathered around me,
Right. Santa
and I'm
Fe.
shirtless
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
a vase, and I have a cigarette
Yeah,
dangling,
that's- Right.
and I'm telling the kids stories about the 405, like traffic on the 405.
I was just thinking about Pottery
That's
Barn.
my main.
I know you're thinking about pottery.
I don't know.
Well, your dad has been mined, and you've been getting a lot of
Get
ads.
so many ads.
It'd be funny if when our data is mined, and we keep getting ads for the Pottery Barn, that's all we talk about with people. Hey, have you seen, like, because you keep getting bombarded
Right.
have you seen the turquoise ashtrays at Pottery Barn? Are they good? Are they what? Like, that becomes what you talk about.
Probably already happening in a way that we don't even know about. We're unconscious
God.
of.
Does anybody get like I feel like my soul is
Oh
being
yes,
sucked
it corrodes your soul.
Yeah.
So I can't like when I wake
It's-
up.
I want to send you something after this. And there's this New York Times video that they posted about specifically what it's doing to your brain.
Yeah.
It's really.
Yeah, I feel
it's
like it
scary.
affects my memory. And by the way, like, do you guys go? How do you wait after you wake up? How long do you wait before you go on your phone?
Oh,
Right
2
away,
minutes,
I
yeah,
go
a
on
minute.
it.
I have my new thing is an hour,
That's
Good.
good.
and it's
That's great.
helping.
Is it?
It's a lot.
That's good.
Because I just
Yeah.
I don't want your pollutants and
It's true.
your like I had shrimp scampi last night and they're posting.
yeah.
I can't have that right away.
I think scampi is too heavy.
It's more like a tofu scampi for you.
it's
tofu
like the
scampi.
tiramisu of scampi.
The tiramisu of scampi. But Steve, do they link it to depression at all?
Yes, depression,
Yeah.
anxiety,
Yes.
extreme anxiety,
Suicide rates have gone up,
obsessive
skyrocketed.
compulsive disorder too.
Yeah.
Just really
Yeah.
everything.
Being online.
Yes.
And just
Teenagers.
Yeah.
And I mean any
yeah.
age,
Yeah,
right? No,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
teenagers are killing
now
themselves.
this
Like,
is
Yeah.
a serious
girls are
fucking
killing
health.
themselves.
Yeah,
There was like a
comparing yourself
documentary,
to
like
others.
literally, yeah, like they're
It's horrible.
yeah, it's really
really
fucked
bad.
up.
Is it because we are just collapsing in on ourselves
Yeah.
with
Yes,
the internet?
yes. I would
Like
say so.
like we
Yeah.
just talked about narcissism.
Yes.
Is it too much narcissistic thought because you can't be happy if all you give a fuck about is yourself.
Yeah, and also like the photos we talked about on Instagram, what people are putting out there into the world is not a reality of what their life is actually like. So what they're seeing is people enjoying themselves and they're living in these instant lives.
Exactly. So it's not real, and they just see people curating themselves like they're a fucking empress. Or some skinny goddess on a cliffs of Moor.
They should follow.
And what they're really probably just binging on fucking ding dongs in their bedroom. But you think
and the
they're
algorithm
like in Greece.
And what they're showing you is based on what you like and what you spend the most time looking at. Not even what you like, just like the time on the screen. Even if you don't even click like, you're just like, this appeals to this person this way. So maybe we'll send them more. We'll send more photos and videos that are sort of in this vein or from this person and like vacation photos.
Is that why they constantly send me dog things?
Probably,
yeah.
You know,
they come into your shows and they're hearing.
but
it's so
but it's also for
insidious.
political too. I mean, like if you're feeling like if you're far left or far right and you just want to see far left and far right stuff, you're only going to get that. You're not going to see things that maybe question your beliefs a little bit,
make you think a little bit, or just like actually process and have you a critical thinker. Like, we're not raising critical thinkers anymore.
Yeah, this is turning really heavy. Sorry.
No, I mean, I think that's really
it's
good.
important
because I have like I counter it with meditation stuff.
Yeah,
but
and very sweet, creamy desserts.
No, his little yogurt. No, Eddie has his Chobanis waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It is. No, it's wild because I'm from a generation that never had that shit.
Right.
I didn't have it. When did this? When did it become really mainstream? Not long ago.
No.
How long? It seems like a long time ago.
But I didn't have it in college.
No.
I didn't email in college. I didn't have a fucking cell phone.
When I went to college, my freshman year, I think, when
what
Facebook
year
started.
are we talking about?
I mean, I guess that would have been 2005, 2004, sometime around then. It seemed like it.
2005, 2004. That's why I think people like podcasts. Not this one, but they like podcasts because it isn't that bullshit.
Right.
It's like
it's the truth.
Just people talking.
People are starved for conversation and just like connection.
Right, and it's not people talking with an agenda, really.
Right.
It's like what they like is just hearing reality, some kind of reality, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of this. Digital reality is depressing. And for me, why it's depressing, not only do you like look at other people's lives, and since they only present the best of themselves, which I have an idea, there should just be a thing called sad Instagram. And it's
That's
just
amazing.
Horrific
So
picture.
that's amazing.
And it's just like people
like in the midst of a nervous breakdown.
People who are like, where are you going with my car? Like their car was repossessed, and it's like,
had a miscarriage. Want to talk? Maybe not graphic, but I think that's what we're
getting tased.
Getting tased.
The debt, all the debt that you have, just showing the amount.
My husband just walked out. I have no idea why.
Oh my God.
Things like that, and a lot of tears.
Why can't we have that?
And it's just called sad Instagram, and I think it would help. I think
tremendously.
By the way, that's a good idea.
I like that.
I was gonna say, are you doing it?
I'm gonna.
And nobody take this idea.
Listen to me,
Charlene.
Don't fucking.
So the internet is depressing because you do that, you compare, but also
compare
I
and
think
despair. It's like that compare and despair.
Compare.
That's a
despair.
Comparing yourself to others is an act of violence against yourself.
I like that.
Let's do a Meisner on that. Comparing yourself with others is an act of violence against yourself.
Comparing yourself with others is an act of violence against yourself.
Comparing yourself with others is an act of violence against yourself.
Comparing yourself with others is an act of violence with yourself.
Comparing yourself with others is an act of violence with yourself.
Comparing yourself with others is an act of
massage. Tears.
Was it a lot of massage in those?
Oh my God! All we did was massage.
Actors, actresses, very touchy-feely. Comedians, not as much.
No.
Definitely.
Some,
I mean, most comedians, I know the comedians that you don't hug.
Right.
Like, don't hug Joe DeRosa.
Right. Don't hug Joe.
I love Joe.
I know, he's great.
I love Joe.
Yeah, we love Joe.
We love Joe. Love
Lots
you.
of
Love
problems.
You, Joe.
Lots of problems. But very nice. Who doesn't have a lot of problems? But so it's
exactly.
depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing, like compared to Despair, and it's also like there's just something about going online where if I go more than an hour, I just feel like I'm letting my life go to shit because I'm not doing things in the real world. This is not the real.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
if you're you try like as a comic, as a performer, you want to kind of promote stuff.
Sure.
So you have to do
You have to do that.
Right. But it's the endless scrolling.
It's
That's
the
problem.
scrolling
Just
that
like-
it just robs your dignity and your
Well, it's
soul.
like I don't
It's
know. I'm
like-
sure the Times article talks about this, but just it's also all this information that we fucking absorb. It.
And it's little bits. of
What is
crosses-
it doing to
I
like
think-
the synapses
yes.
in your
Yeah, I was
actual
just gonna
brain?
use
Like
that
literally,
word. Yeah.
what
I was
is it
just-
do? Yeah.
It just
I didn't want to cut you off. There.
No,
yeah.
no.
just immediate gratification with everything. With
It's like that
Oh.
dopamine. It's like a little heroin hit. It's like the dopamine.
right.
It's like, and I know that about myself, but it's like I just.
So how? Yeah.
So you know what I do? So I won't. My husband gets really mad at me. So we'll
Why?
go out. Well, I'll tell you. Well, he's always pretty much mad at me, but I don't. I'll just like he's never not perennially annoyed. I just leave my phone at home.
Oh shit!
Just leave
good
it
for
in, and you know what? It feels like I've gone to the Caribbean. It's a little uncomfortable. You feel
I'm
a little
not ready for
untethered.
that.
Try
commitment.
it. Try it
That's
for
great.
just a walk and maybe not bring it.
Oh,
Can you-
that. Oh, but when
or
you go out
night.
for a night, do you leave it?
If
at
you
home?
not if you have a show, like if you go to
Yeah.
dinner with Karen, a
Yeah.
vegan,
Yeah. Leave it at
eatery,
home.
leave it at home,
Right.
and just see how you feel. And
That's a
it's
good
kind
idea.
of it.
Yeah.
It feels great.
Or just leave it in the car.
Because then I'm sending a message to myself that like I'm not completely beholden and hostage to
Yes.
this fucking thing.
Yes. It's just it's
smart.
become
You
well.
know?
What's fucked up is that it's become a necessary part
Yeah.
of our lives. I mean, you have to be digitized, I think, unless you live in a small fishing village.
Well, some people, I don't know. Some people for promoting your stuff, you can just use it for that, and then that's
Yeah.
it. I know that sounds bad, but you
people-
can just do
yeah.
that. I know people that hire. I mean, it's weird, but some comedians now hire companies to just do
Yeah,
all the
or big
promotion.
Of
stuff.
course,
Celebrity,
because
right.
they
Not
don't
even-
have to if they have
Well,
money.
not that much
yeah.
money. Sometimes it's not as much as you think, but
Right.
for the time that you don't have to be on there and deal with it, maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
Okay, let me just read this ad. 30th anniversary of Sex. 2020 marks the 30th anniversary of Madonna's infamous book Sex. Now, Matt here spells Madonna Madanas. Madonnas. I know what is going on, Matt? I don't fucking know. Anyway, in celebration of this anniversary, Callaway Publishing is releasing the audiobook retelling of the exquisite coffee table picture book that the Daily Beast called, quote, neither groundbreaking or sexy, and the Washington Post hailed as boring. Page 18. Yeah, it's Madonna sitting in a chair. She looks tired. Huffington Post says the audiobook version of Madonna's Sex is a lovingly faithful narrative of the images inside a picture book that no one asked for. Page 96. I don't think you have to have a language in common with someone to have sexual rapport, but it helps if the language you don't understand is Italian. Teen Beat reviewed the Sex audiobook as, quote, I asked my mom who Madonna was, and she rolled her eyes. Whatever. Page 90, quote, okay, there ain't words on this page neither, but this dame is standing next to a bike and she ain't got no clothes on except for her socks. Madonna's Sex 30th anniversary audiobook. I'm sure you have an aunt who would like this. That is a funny premise, though, huh?
Yeah.
That you're
so
doing an audiobook of a picture book.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
You
that's
know?
amazing.
And it'd be funny if it was like a blue collar dude. And thanks, Matt Rasamoto. Matt Rasamoto. Matt Rasamoto, Rat Masamoto, who is our producer, Matt Rasamoto.
okay.
That's a funny idea, man. Like, and a Brooklyn dude is like, all right, in this picture, I'll tell you, she's got something skimpy on again. Just
amazing.
imagine this. He only has like old timey references.
Right.
Just imagine this. Betty Grable is standing
This is really
in a
old.
field.
Betty Grable.
Emma, what
awesome.
minute are we at?
57.
Okay,
wow,
so
coming in for
we
the-
are now in the home stretch. Steve, is there anything you want to promo?
The Jessica Kirson special that I directed will be on Comedy Central December 6th. That we did with All
Awesome.
Things Comedy. Bill Burr presents Jessica Kirson.
She is so fucking funny.
Oh my God, she's so fucking great. And
You
she
know
deserved
Kirson?
it so much.
I don't.
Fielding, yeah, she's New York.
I've
comic.
heard her
Is she
name.
moved
I know
out
her
here?
name.
No, she's still in New York.
Oh, she is?
But she comes. I think
I'll
she'll
check
be
her
out.
out.
Here. Yeah, she's so
Jessica
funny.
Kirson.
She's so fucking funny.
So you
yeah.
can see it on Comedy Central.
Comedy
What
Central,
day?
December 6th. I think that's a Friday at midnight.
Okay.
Great
And
place to put a comedy special.
on a Friday night.
Friday at midnight. No.
Oh, at
it's-
midnight.
Yeah, that's how they do it there.
What is their problem?
I don't
Comedy
know.
Central?
I love them, but it's all it's all gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
No, I love Jessica, and we were thinking, Mike, who runs this place, was thinking that me and Jessica would be. Jessica's loud and crazy and
Yeah.
funny. That me and her in a supermarket just arguing
love
or
that.
arguing
that's-
in
yeah,
public.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
so
with
funny.
little hidden cameras or mics on.
Like on a hayride.
You hate cheese. Why are you buying cheese?
Just
Like in a
fighting.
supermarket.
Do you have kids, the two of you, or no? Do you have any kids?
No, you can't
Yeah.
work with children.
No.
First of all, they don't want to be there.
They'd
you
be
know?
grown adults. I
What?
think they'd be adults if you're playing older.
Oh,
older
well, that would be
characters.
fun.
I have a
Yeah,
25-year-old daughter.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Mm.
I will-
Look, Betty. I still can't think of real name. Heather.
Heather, she's
still live at home. They
She's
live at home
reading
with you.
Das Kapital because you're buying everything.
Put down. That would be funny. That'd be funny instead of put away your phone.
Right.
Will you put down Das Kapital and fucking help us pick out the cheese?
Put down Notes from the Underground. Dostoevsky, bitch.
Oh my God. Maybe we can get Charlene Yee for that.
Yeah, no, Charlene. Oh, Charlene would produce it. Yeah, no, Charlene would
Charlene?
produce it. Charlene.
Yes.
Charlene.
All right, thanks to everyone who participated in today's extravaganza, from my guest Fielding to Steven to Emma to all the little nameless cretins. Emma Erdbrink is our engineer today. Aaron Brunkardt's our other engineer. To all the little nameless cretins milling about behind the scenes. And most importantly, you, the audience, we really couldn't do this without you. Well, that's a lie. I've done podcasts alone in my car with just an iPhone and half a bottle of rye. So basically, I would do this show if I were the last person on earth spending his afternoon screaming into a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and don't really need any of you. But screaming with an audience makes me seem less insane. Prove to me that you are still alive by clicking like. Show me that this weird BDSM relationship is working for you by subscribing, and amaze your friends by visiting our website and donating. I know I'll be amazed. Donate at peptalkspodcast.com. Email us at fanmail@peptalkspodcast.com and leave a message. By the way, we had no phone messages, not even from our buddy Hunter Thompson. So leave us a message at 424-262-0904. 424-262-0904. Producer Matt Rasamoto, engineers Emma Erdbrink and Aaron Brungardt. And go visit eddiepepitone.com. I have my tours. I'm touring. I'm going to be starting to tour November 7th, and I'm touring the East. Just eddiepepitone.com. I'm going to Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Maine, Boston, and winding up in Poughkeepsie, New York. And then I go out again on the road in December, and I'll be going to the Southwest. I'm going to Fort Worth. I'm going to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to Oklahoma City. So check out eddiepepitone.com. And also, my next show will be a couple of shows coming up. I'll be in San Diego at the Whistle Stop Bar, October 30th, and I'll be in Santa Barbara November 1st. So check out eddiepepitone.com. And let's end it with the Meisner, okay?
Yeah, ready.
Check out eddiepepitone.com will be the Meisner.
Okay, I love
right?
it, yeah.
Check out eddiepepitone.com.
Check out eddiepepitone.com.
Check out eddiepepitone.com.
Check out eddiepepitone.com.
Check out eddiepepitone.com. See you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.